Yeah. Okay. Good morning, sponsors. This is Lauren Applegate from the Salesforce team. Welcome to our content coaching webinar. We are so excited to have Kurt Smith here today. I'll let him give his own introduction, but he's our Dreamforce content guru. So we're excited to get inside tips and tricks, and he's here to answer any questions that you have. So I'll let Kurt take it away.
Good morning. Thanks very much. Hi, everybody. Yeah, if you joined us the last time, we did a call about a month or so ago on just some general things, and a lot of that was on the call for speakers and how we're going through that. So today, I wanted just to do a couple of quick high-level things that we're working on, and then really open it for Q&A and see if there's any questions you have, anything we can do to help you, because ultimately our goal is to make sure that your sessions are super popular, that you get lots of attendees, and that you get really a fantastic bang for your investment. So, yeah, why don't we go ahead and get started? So just, I did this last time, but I just want to remind everybody, because one of the consistent things that we always hear from our attendees, from the survey feedback and everything regarding partner and sponsor sessions, is that sometimes they're too commercial-like, and they don't address any real problems or real issues. So for you to take full advantage, of your opportunity, really suggest, and this is what we're coaching all of our internal Salesforce people on, is really try really hard to talk about problems. What problem are we solving? One of the things that, that I always go around when I go around and talk to internal and external teams on is, as Salesforce has matured, as our partners have matured, as the ecosystem has matured, our customers and clients have matured as well. And from using a simple Sales Cloud implementation till now using multiple clouds and multiple products and in different industries, that people are really looking for help on how to solve their problems and to help them be more efficient and effective in their jobs. And instead of us clicking through a bunch of slides and talking about, wow, look how great this is, or here's customer ABC talking about how wonderful Salesforce is or how wonderful our partner or the SI is, we still need to do that. There's still value in some of those things, but really want everybody to really think about how are you helping people solve their problems. And if you can address that, your session will just be stickier, you'll get better scores, everything will be great about it. So really think about, what problem are we solving? How are we solving? How are we helping you solving it? And of course, a demo. Demos are super important, and a lot of times we kind of shoehorn a demo in the last 3 or 4 minutes. I'm talking about what Salesforce does, and we try really hard to get people not to do that. And I'm trying to get people this year, even where it's appropriate, of course, where you have a demo, and a good demo, of course, but where it's appropriate, only do an intro slide and just get right to the demo, because that's what people want to see, and then they know it's real. It helps address what problem are we solving, how are we solving it, right? So the more time you can spend with the demo, the better off you'll be. And then, of course, Q&A is so important. And what happens is everybody gets their slides and their demos, and they cram everything into the 40 minutes, and they end up at 39 minutes and 59 seconds. And the timer red button goes off, the flashing thing goes, sorry, you got to end, and people don't have Q&A. And that gets really frustrating, because this is the attendee's opportunity to ask you, the experts, on how you're going to help them problem solve, and how are you going to help them, what are the next steps, and what advice can you give them to even start a process on how to start solving some of the issues they face. So really, really strongly recommend doing a demo and doing Q&A. Just so, yeah, timeline. So I know you've probably seen this on some of the maybe other calls, but just to let everybody know where we are in the big timeline. So Right now, we're in the process of getting all of our content uploaded, all of our sessions uploaded into our machine that we use to schedule everything and publicize everything. And we're adding, I think internally we were up to 12 or 1,300 the other day, so those will start showing up on Dreamforce.com on the Sessions tab. All your stuff, I believe a lot of your stuff is in there already. So that's what we're working on right now. We're working on with all of our internal content leaders on their preference for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, repeats, all of those sorts of things. So that's where we are in our big machine. We're going to start scheduling next week, starting the preliminary scheduling. And we're doing this a little bit earlier, but not super early. We'd like to actually start a week ago because we have a very sophisticated conflict management and conflict resolution management tool in our scheduler. And to do that, we need to have speakers in the tool added to your sessions. So therefore, we know if we put something at a time when somebody's supposed to be speaking at another place, then we know not to do it, and we can move it before Agenda Builder goes live. Once Agenda Builder goes live, which is right now scheduled to be August 3rd, I believe, that's when we don't want to move anything around unless, sometimes there are real life situations that happen and when we do it. But we'd like to know people aren't going to be there on Tuesday not to schedule their session and stuff like that. Excuse me. The other thing, we're looking at, top 10 sessions. We're doing a lot more suggestions and suggested picks and all that kind of stuff. And then finally, also show flows. We're asking everybody, like I was saying, as far as timing for demos, timing for those, all that sorts of stuff, so that people build out a show flow. And I strongly recommend you do the same, so that, when people do keynotes, when Mark Benioff and every company that does big keynotes like that, the keynote team and the production team, they script that down to the second. So they know exactly 34 seconds in, 48 seconds in, a minute and a half. They know exactly what's supposed to be happening, so all their cues can be hit, the cameras and all that stuff. We don't have that level of sophistication in our session rooms, but still, it's a really helpful tool to know that I'm spending a minute and a half on my intro. I'm going to get right to whatever problem I'm solving, and I'm going to get to my demo 12 minutes in or 15 minutes in, whatever it is. So that gives me a good 10 to 12 minutes to show my demo, gives me a few minutes to wrap up, and now I have 5 to 7 minutes to do Q&A. 40 minutes goes by super fast, and we, just to not take a lot of time, wasting your time on intros and other things that people don't really pay attention to anyway. So the faster you can get started and get in, the better. Okay, cool. So wanted to also to share with you some of the things, some of the enhancements and some other just cool stuff that we've been working on for Agenda Builder and Chatter and some other stuff. So some of the things that are new that we're really excited about this year. So as I was mentioning, getting speakers attached to session records is super important. But not only that, this year we have the speaker profile, so you can go in and you upload a photo. So in Agenda Builder, people will actually see your picture or whoever your presenter's pictures are, and then the topics, different things that people might be interested. So not only they can come and find you and ask you questions, but it might help you find other things as well. This only happens, of course, after you've been registered and you can add yourself as a speaker. But then you go in and do this as a speaker, set your speaker profile. Could you do the next one, please? Thanks. So here's just the bottom part of it. And then this is, where we have arrival and departure, as I was mentioning. This is super important for us when we go and schedule everything to make sure that your presenters are actually going to be there. So we ask everybody to give us an arrival and departure so we know, like I said, if you're not going to be there on Tuesday, we're not going to schedule your session on Tuesday. And then one of the things that we've changed for the T's and C's of speaker release form is we have right here in this part when you get added as a speaker, it gives you, you scroll through this and it basically says what we want to do, and of course, I don't know if there's any attorneys on the phone call, but what we tried to do with our legal team, with all of your legal teams as well, if you're in a heavily regulated industry or anything like that, sometimes there are issues as far as recording or publishing, and we totally understand that. In the past, our release form has been super complex and made it seem like we were going to take, all your intellectual property and so on and so on. So we went back to the legal team and tried to simplify it, because really all we're asking to do is, do we have permission to record this and put it on Dreamforce.com or YouTube? That's it. so that people can find it, people can go look for it, people can search on it, and we can get as many views and publicize it and put it in blogs or whatever it may be. And that's all it is. So we really try to simplify this. You see that says allow AV recording. It's either you check no or it defaults to yes, so that way. And if anybody has any issues with that and we need to do a PDF copy so a legal team can redline it, we can do that. I mean, we know there's the realities of things that might happen. So, but this hopefully will streamline the process and it'll make it a little quicker. So, cool.
Hey, Kurt, we had a question come in wanting to know, where is this page located?
It's located when you register as a speaker. In the email confirmation that you get sent back, there's directions on how you get here.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And then so this is what when attendees go in and after they've registered, this is what they'll go see from Success Community when they go to the Dreamforce page, or if they went directly to Dreamforce when they click on Sessions. And this is new for us, and we're really excited about it. So it highlights the session, and you can kind of see, here's the description, and you can see on the side how people will search all the different tags and filters and all those sorts of things. So you have this description, and breakaway, blah, 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 blah. And then can you go to the next one? Thanks. So this is when we were talking about where the pictures show up. So you can see the pictures are there. You know who the people are. We have the topics. We have all the different products. We have the themes, you know, emerging trends, and then also high tech from an industry perspective. So that's what attendees see when they go into Agenda Builder. And this is new for us, so like I said, really excited. So the point I'm trying to get to is make sure that your speakers get their pictures in there. It'll also be on their badge, I believe. So it's just a way to personalize it, and people know what they're getting and who you are and all those sorts of things. And hopefully, it'll start fostering some communication. Is there really an admin comedy club? There is. This is a real live session, and you can see here's the chatter feed. So this is also something we've had. You know, we've had chatter. We use chatter all the time. We've had some challenges with getting chatter into Success and into all our org and all this stuff for Dreamforce. So it's working, which is awesome. So this is a huge advantage that we can offer you that most other companies just can't offer. Here's the ability to actually communicate with attendees prior to the session. So I'm trying to encourage all of our session leaders and content leaders not only to do this, but to post, you know, rough copies of their deck and go, hey, I'm thinking, here's my outline. What do you guys think? Is this addressing what you want to see? What a great opportunity to have that conversation before you actually get to Dreamforce. So here's people that have gone and bookmarked this session already, because obviously Agenda Builder is not live yet. But as a registered attendee, you can go in and favor. I think it's called save. You save it as a favorite. And this allows you then to go in and communicate and start communicating on chatter. So these are real people that had bookmarked the session. They looked at it. They're like, hey, this is cool. So now it's on us to go back to to push the session leaders to go, and the presenters to go, hey, you guys, what else? What do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. This is where you can post the deck. This is where you can do all those sorts of things, and start that conversation before we get to Dreamforce. I mean, it's awesome, and it's just a really untapped opportunity and jewel that we internally at Salesforce do not take nearly enough advantage of. So I'm kind of like beating everybody up about this, because if we went outside and said, hey, would you like the opportunity to communicate to your session attendees a month out? I mean, I think everybody would. It's just everybody's, you know, moving a million miles an hour, so it just makes it hard. Yeah, so we'll open it. That was all. I just wanted to do super high level, and I know you guys have some questions, and I really wanted to spend some time answering any and all questions. If there's anything, any concerns, any thoughts, anything I can do to help you, or any questions I can answer. I'm looking at some of the questions that were put in. So is there a way for us to see if our speakers or customer speakers have completed the speaker profile info already? That's a really good question. I will find out for you how to do that. Right now I want to say that you would have to go in and look, you'd have to be registered, and you'd have to go in and look at the actual session listing in Agenda Builder or online right now. But let me see if there's a way we can figure out a way to run a report or do something and come back, and maybe we can go back to Lauren and Laura and let you guys know who hasn't filled that out yet. But I'll take an action item to do that. Any other questions or comments? Lauren, do you have any thoughts, anything?
Yeah, Kurt, it looks like we have a question. Have speaker applicants been notified yet about whether or not they've been selected to speak? I know we get this question a lot.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks. They have not, and we're working on so something that we did differently, another sort of hopefully we'll consider innovation. We did this year is in the past when we've done the call for speakers, people get, it was like a very short shelf life. It would be 6 weeks or something, and then it would kind of get tossed to the side. What we did this year was we changed it so that we've created pending speaker contacts. So we have all of this now in the TZ org, the org we use to manage all our breakout sessions. And so those are living records. They don't go away. So in theory, if we have a world tour stop in Boston, and I'm just making this up, but in December, our teams can go in and look and go, oh, here's somebody from the greater Boston area. I'm going to contact this person and see if they're still interested in speaking. So that's great. Hopefully this will help in a lot of ways. So we have not yet told everybody yes or no. The ones that have been selected have been told by their session owners. What we're planning on doing sometime next week, hopefully, if not the week after, is send everybody a message going, hey, just want to let you know what's going on. We haven't closed anything. It's still going. A lot of session owners are now in the process of really digging down and trying to figure out where their speakers and all those things. So there will still be people selected, and we'll let know. And then it's probably sometime in mid-August. If people haven't been selected, we'll send another message out going, hey, if you haven't been selected right by now, your chances are really slim, so please go ahead and register if you haven't, those sorts of things. But right now we're still very much, it's still very much ongoing, the selection process, and all the content leaders and session owners are going in and coming through all those submissions. So hopefully, like I said, we'll give everybody some sort of message next week.
Great. And then we had another question. When do you send an email to presenters to fill in the form that you were referencing at the beginning of the slide?
That happens when, for the presenters, when they get added as a speaker or the presenter itself, we'll get that email, and then that process gets kicked off. And then it's very self-explanatory once you get that stuff. If you haven't gotten that and you're concerned, just let us know, and I'll make sure that we follow up with you.
Okay. So a good question about partner theater sessions. Will they have a similar setup with chatter and speaker profile, et cetera?
Yeah, because we do put all of the partner theater sessions in Agenda Builder, so you get exactly the same treatment as any other breakout session. Your speakers can go ahead and add their pictures. You can do chatter. You can start doing all of those things. It might be you might not get as many bookmarks just because as a theater, it's a little more ad hoc as people kind of walk by, or they might just kind of go, oh, I'm here and I want to watch this. But yes, you'll have the same capabilities as all the other things.
Great.
Cool. Is there any other, I'm trying to see any other questions you guys might have?
I'm scrolling through too.
Yeah. So, we're, like I was saying, we're here to help. So if you guys run into any roadblocks, you have any questions about anything, you know how to find us. I'm happy to jump on any call anytime, and my team is as well. We're happy to jump on anytime to answer any questions or help you get, make sure that you're getting the most out of your presentation and your opportunity at Dreamforce. And I'm happy to share also, how we're coaching our teams and what we're getting everybody to work on, and what the overall thing is looking like. And like I was saying right now, we're just in that process of finalizing titles and abstracts, getting all that loaded into the machine, getting ready to schedule everything, and then getting those speakers added in real time. For Salesforce employees, registration just opened this week. So prior to this week, we weren't able to add Salesforce employees as speakers to sessions either. So all that's going on in the background as well. So we'll see a lot more momentum on that speaker side and the picture side going forward.
Great. Looks like we have some more questions, Kurt.
Cool.
Do you send out a speaker kit?
We do, as far as we send out, so speaker kit, meaning if it means that, do we send you what the AV is in the room? Do we send you some tips and tricks? Do we send you what to expect the day of? All that kind of stuff? Yes. If it's about presentation thingies, no, not so much. It's more just about what to expect when you walk into the room. Also, one of the things we'll have this year, a little bit different we're trying, is in the past we've had speaker-ready rooms, and they weren't really used all that much, and then what would happen with people would come in and try to rehearse and practice, and there'd be too much distractions. And because we have so many now, obviously with different iPhone 4, 5s, and 6s, and Androids, and tablets, and Macs versus PCs, what we really want to do this year is we're going to take those speaker-ready rooms and turn those into tech check rooms so that presenters can go in the day, the hour before or the day before even if they want to, and just plug their machines in, make sure that all the dongles are there, make sure everything works, make sure resolutions and things like that, and we'll have some AV people there to help if they don't. So we're going to go that route. But that would be our speaker kit, is more, day of, what to expect, and there's some general tips and tricks on here's what we recommend you do, here's how you should do this, or just stuff like that. If you mean something else by a kit, let me know.
We have a question, how do we contact your team? I can answer this. So if they're, I'm sure Kurt doesn't want a ton of emails coming his way, so please do contact your partner, your Salesforce Partner Relations Manager, and we can field those questions, and then if need be, we can connect with Kurt and set up a call or do some more deep dives. But for now, please contact your Salesforce Partner Marketing Manager.
And we had one other question about the link to the speaker profile. So just to clarify, that link has not yet been sent to sponsors. It has gone out to customer speakers, but we expect to send it to sponsors next week.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So that way we won't get mad at anybody for not filling out their profiles. Because you haven't had the link yet. So yeah, so that answers the question that earlier that somebody was asking, how would we know? So sorry, I didn't know that you hadn't received that yet. But yeah, once you guys get that link,
Real-time update.
Yeah, once you guys get that link, then just make sure your people fill that out, because it's, it just makes it's awesome. So definitely take advantage of it. Cool. Well, yeah. And then just in closing, because if you guys have any other questions, fire them up. We're just this year, like in big picture Dreamforce stuff, we're super excited about the overall lineup that we have. We have a lot of innovation speakers this year, more than we've had in years past, which will be great. We have we have a startup summit that's happening, so we're on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have on Thursday a full Women in Technology Leadership forum that goes all day, which is going to be awesome. And then we have a lot of other, of course, tricks that we're not going to share with everybody until Dreamforce actually starts. But we're really excited this year, and everything is moving really fast. We're in the thick of planning, like I was mentioning, and all of the internal Dreamforce team is working really hard on trying to create these and finalize these great experience for all our different personas. And then trying, of course, the huge from our side, from the content team side, is to make sure that we have enough space and the right space to accommodate all of our sessions and our theater sessions. And one of the things as well we're trying to do more this year is some more workshops, some more hands-on, going back to what I was saying earlier as far as how do I help you solve your problems, what can I do to help, more of those type of things. And then we're also looking at changing some of the breakout room setups. So that we kind of have more, try to create a more a better place to do more interaction, and so that it's a little less formal and a little more casual, so that people feel more comfortable to interact and engage and try to have conversations as opposed to just clicking through slides. And I don't mean to beat up slides, because slides are important, but we just get caught up in using slides as a crutch as opposed to trying to really have conversations. And that's what we're trying to get everybody to do. And I always say my fantasy is to have a breakout session with no slides. And I know we're going to do some theater sessions in the industry theaters where they aren't allowed to have slides. And we're trying those to see how those work. But going forward, the less slides we do, the more conversations you can have, the more images you can have in your decks as opposed to text and bullets and all those sorts of things, the better off your session will be.
Great. Hey, Kurt, we have two more questions.
Cool.
The first being, when Agenda Builder goes live, will the sponsor sessions be categorized or denoted as a sponsor session, or does it just fit into the overall content that is available for selection?
I think they are tagged as sponsor sessions, but let me double check for you guys here. Let me send that in real time here. I'll double check while we're talking. I think they are. I think they are notified as sponsor sessions. Partner sponsor sessions. Yeah.
Okay. And then the next question is, how do you determine in placement of sponsor content? Do you try and incorporate that into the overall Salesforce content, or do you try and group it together? We've gotten a lot of questions. Where and how do you allocate my session in the overall breakout track?
Exactly. Yeah. What we want to do is exactly. We don't want. We're not going to stick you off on an island. We want you to be fully integrated into everything else we do. So let's say your Service Cloud, something to do with Service Cloud. We're going to put you where the Service Cloud sessions are. If there's something that you really think is admin related, we'll put you where the admin stuff is. If there's stuff for Sales Cloud or selling in general, we'll do the same. If you're marketing related, we'll put you where all the Marketing Cloud is. And the way that we look at the way that we play stuff is we try to put it, it's really hard, and we do the best we can. But just because we're in San Francisco and because we have 10 different locations and we have all different rooms and all this other stuff, it does add a super extra layer of complexity to everything. But what we really try to do is put anything to do with service in the same location, anything to do with selling, sales in the same location, anything to do with marketing in the same location, anything to do with the platform or anything IT-centric in the same location. And then, of course, we have the developer zone, which has that content, in the admin area, which is now part of that. But we do admin sessions, the same thing. If you look at kind of the same thing for admin sessions, if it's an admin session that has something to do with service, we put it where service is. And that's what we really try to do. This year we have the Metreon theaters as well, which are kind of, right there next to Moscone, between Moscone and the Marriott. So we're excited about using those, and we kind of use that as Marriott overflow a little bit. So we do that, and we'll program stuff in there. But yeah, we definitely want you guys to be fully integrated into everything. Make sure that whatever your expertise is or whatever your product is, that matches up with the Salesforce implementation. That then we'll go ahead and put you there. Hey, so I just got an answer, and I guess they're not noted as partner sponsors. They're just regular sessions.
Great, thank you.
So cool. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't have any more questions that have been submitted. So if you do have any more questions, please feel free to email your partner marketing relations manager or your GPJ relations manager, and we can, like we said earlier, field those questions to the content team directly.
Yeah.
So Kurt, before we dismiss you, is there any final words you want to tell our sponsors who are super excited about content?
I was going to ask, do we have another one of these?
No, this is the last
Okay.
content coaching webinar that's included as a sponsorship benefit.
Okay, because I was going to say the only other thing would be in a month or so maybe we can send you guys something just on some tips on as you're actually getting to that point of building out your presentation and how we're coaching all our Salesforce people on what they're doing. But other than that, yeah, just like I said, really concentrate on solving people's problems. I don't mean to be a broken record, but it's super important because we all know, we know what happens. You guys are trying to go and create this, and you have internal pressures from executive management and product leads and everybody else, but really try to make sure that you're solving problems. Try not to make it a commercial, because as an attendee, I'm going to go look and I'm going to go, okay, this is a partner, they're going to try to sell me something. Just really try to solve people's problems and you'll be successful. And once again, if you have a demo or a great demo or even a bad demo is better than no demo, but really try to make a really great demo and leave time for Q&A. And if you hit those three things, solve people's problems, show a demo, and have time for Q&A, you'll be successful.
Great. Well, we have one more question for you.
Cool.
Will there be a standard PowerPoint format sent out that all sponsors need to use?
That's a really good question. And what we'd like you to do is to use the generic kind of Salesforce Dreamforce template. just so that you match and everything else. But I know some people get hung up on using their own corporate template, and so we talk about that. But yes, we will send you a Dreamforce template that we'll use that everybody will be using, and then you can of course put your own logos or whatever else you want in there. But yeah, we will send you that.
Great. And is that sent directly from your team, or is that something that we'll send individually from the ERC?
We'll probably do it from the ERC.
Okay, great. So for those sponsors who want to know when it will be live, obviously after all of the sponsor sessions have been announced, the ERC template will be up on the, or not the ERC, the content template will be up on the ERC, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. And definitely, just in closing, if you guys have any questions, anything, just go ahead and go through your partner contact, and we're happy to get back to you and help any way we can.
Lovely. All right. Well, thank you, Kurt. And
thank you.
Please stay on. We have a couple more slides we want to share with you. Kurt, we greatly appreciate your insight and the time you took to speak with the sponsors. I hope it was beneficial to them. It was beneficial to me.
I hope so, yeah. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Anytime, anything I can do to help, happy to do so.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, Kurt.
Okay, bye.
All right, sponsors. Just want to reiterate, I know if you guys were on our sponsor support call on Tuesday, you saw this information, and we've also been communicating it out to you all via email. But we are launching a huge sale. I like to call it Christmas in July. We do have great price breaks on a lot of our popular a la carte items. In particular, 40-minute breakout sessions, awesome segue from what we were just talking about. Again, great opportunity to add content to your overall Dreamforce experience by purchasing these largely slashed content sessions. So that's the first. We also have expansion spaces available only in the sizes of 10 by 10 or 10 by 20. So if you are interested in that, please reach out to us. One thing to note on these expansion spaces, you're only able to purchase an expansion space of equal or lesser size of your main sponsorship booth. So this only does pertain to silver and above sponsors. The other thing we have is a roaming giveaway. This is an opportunity for you to do a handout outside of the Dreamforce Expo Hall in a high traffic area. It's a great opportunity to help extend your brand outside of the Expo Hall and reach attendees who may not be entering the Expo Hall. We do have pedicabs, an opportunity for you to have your logo on the back of the pedicab. Pedicabs do run periodically throughout the duration of every day of the conference, giving attendees rides to different venues, gala, hotels, whatnot. So a great opportunity to have your brand going through the streets of the Dreamforce campus as well as San Francisco. The last one we have is the DJ booth. This is an opportunity for you to have branding on the DJ booth itself. We have 3 DJ booth stations, all in high traffic areas, predominantly in the registration areas. Along with your branding on the DJ booth, the DJ will be doing shout outs around your company location, anything particular that you want them to mention, we will be doing shout outs. So again, another opportunity to reach the Dreamforce audience. And one more update, we have added additional a la carte meeting rooms. So we have 10 by 20 and 10 by 10 rooms available for purchase. These are not reduced at a sale price, but we just want to let you know we have increased our inventory. So if you missed out on purchasing an a la carte meeting room or want to increase your inventory, please let us know. All right, I just also want to remind everyone that we will have this recording of the webinar along with the deck posted in the ERC, if not today, by the end of the week. So for any of you who want to reference it or send the deck on to other team members, feel free to do that as well. Lauren and I would like to thank you all for joining and have a wonderful rest of the day.